is here. It's still cold outside. I mean, it's not cold, it's actually fucking... It's actually quite hot. Okay. Welt. Skills. Give me your mics. Deals imaginary damage to... Wait, he's imaginary. Ah! Okay, normal. When hitting an enemy that's already swollen, Baldi's additional imaginary equal to 30% of his attack. Okay, that's cool. So that's, I guess, good for bosses. Good for bosses and like one stronger enemy. Unless his ultimate is AoE swole, so deals imaginary damage equal to 36% of Welt's attack after a single enemy, and further deals 2 extra times with the same dealing imaginary damage of Welt random enemy. On hit, there is a to reduce the enemy's speed. Okay. Technique. After using Welt's technique, create a dimension that lasts for 15 seconds. Enemies in this dimension have their movement speed reduced by 50%. After entering the battle of the enemies in the dimension, there's 100% base chance to imprison the enemies for 1 turn. Imprisoned enemies have their action delayed by 20% and attack speed and speed reduced by 10. Only one dimension created ally can exist at the same time. So you can always go with this. You can always pop the time distortion. And ultimate? It's an base chance and 100% base chance for enemies to be hit by Zabit in imprisoned. Okay, yeah, so I don't think he is as broken as Clara, for example, but still. That's a good overall kit. That's a good overall kit for both single or both multi. I mean, for both single and multi. Nice. Let's check Welt's Eidolons. Legacy of Honor. After Welt uses his ultimate, his abilities are enhanced. The next 2 times he uses his basic ability, the basic attack or skill, deals additional damage to the target equal to 50% of his basic attack damage multiplier or 80% of his skill damage multiplier, respectively. This is very good because this combines with his passive to deals. Wait, how much it was? His passive? 30%? Yeah, it was 30%. So you have this, the base 30% buff, with additional multiplying. This is very good 1 copy. When his talent is triggered, Welt regenerates 3 energy. It's okay. Your talent will be triggered all the time. So wait, your talent will be triggered all the time, and your ult is AO. Is your ult to all enemies? Okay, the question is, I'm sorry. The question is how it counts talent triggered, because it can be like, for example, you have 5 enemies in the 5 enemies in the 5 enemies in the enemy team. You have 5 enemies. You proc your ult and you proc 5. You proc your passive 5 times on each, because your ultimate proc your passive, and then your talent can proc once, because it like your talent was procced, because your talent was procced just because it was procced, and can count like this. So it just once this turn, or it can proc from each enemy. And if it can proc from each enemy, then this is very strong. Because you probably can like ult every 2-3 turns. Depending on how it works, it can be very good. Don't care. Base chance to for skill to inflict speed reduction increased by 35%. So this is another 100% slow. A little bit sad that this one is hidden behind fourth copy, behind C4. But yeah, I mean, it's good, but usually you will still proc the speed debuff. 65% is a lot. Good concession though, don't care. When using skill, deals damage for 1 extra time to a random enemy. I think actually this is probably his weakest. This is probably his weakest copy from all of those. His copy 1 is definitely the strongest. If C2 works as I think it works, then it's 1 to 4, and if it doesn't work like I think it works, then it's 1 4 2. Or maybe it's still 2 as a second one. I don't know. Good constellations. Eidolons. Don't judge me. I play Genshin way too much.